Access granted. Deep Void Listening Station. Uplink secure. Source: Sealed Dome City transmission. Status: Unknown infiltration. Subject: Journalist log, unauthorized investigation. Classification: Red Tier anomaly. Begin playback.
Another day in this dome city. I pause at a crosswalk, surrounded by people energetically chatting about their weekend plans and eagerly discussing festival preparations. Their excitement, their energy, it's everywhere, yet I feel none of it, just disconnected, like a ghost wandering among the living. The artificial sky shifts overhead, a pale imitation of the real thing, not like home. The dome's membrane catches alien sunlight, fracturing it into colors that never quite match the spectrum I remember from childhood. Wrong wavelengths, wrong warmth. A low hum permeates everything, the sound of machinery forcing life where it wasn't meant to be. The air tastes processed, each molecule filtered, sterilized, and recalibrated. I breathe deeply anyway, trying to find something familiar in it. My footsteps feel heavier than they should under this planet's gravity. Around me, conversations blur into meaningless patterns. Words about places I've never seen, references to local customs I still don't understand after all this time. Strangers who've made this foreign world their home. They navigate the crowd with practiced ease, bodies attuned to the rhythm of this place. Their laughter comes easily, genuine. They belong here. I adjust my jacket against a chill no one else seems to feel. Above, transport capsules glide silently, their routes forming constellations, nothing like the star patterns I once knew. The structures here are all wrong, too angular, too efficient, lacking the organic chaos of the architecture I grew up with. Street vendors call out in accents that have evolved uniquely in this bubble of humanity. Food smells waft past, almost right, almost familiar, but with subtle molecular differences that make even comfort foods taste like pale imitations. The festival banners overhead flutter in the artificial breeze, announcing celebrations for a local holiday, marking another successful year of colonization, another year further from home, another year of adapting. Everyone moves with certainty, their faces animated with expressions of belonging. When the crowd parts briefly, I catch my reflection in a glass facade. Same human features as everyone else, yet somehow marked by absence, by longing. Doctors say it's a form of homesickness, common out here at the edge of nowhere. Interstellar Displacement Disorder is what they call it in their clinical voices, as if labeling the hollow ache makes it more manageable. They recommended I return to Alpha Centauri, where my parents live. When I mentioned it to them last week, they were ecstatic, making me feel slightly less guilty for planning to leave after 10 long years working as a journalist here. 10 years of documenting other people's lives while mine remains suspended between worlds, breathing air that never quite fills my lungs. I'm mentally and emotionally exhausted, drained by the daily effort of pretending this dome is anything but foreign to my bones. But finally, I think I'm ready to go home. But I can't leave yet, not until I tie up this loose end. Entering the news station, I open the door to the familiar sounds, the low hum of conversations, tapping of keyboards, and distant ringing of phones. My coworkers move around me, engaged in their tasks, passing by as though I'm just another piece of furniture, invisible. Closing my office door shuts out the ambient noise and chatter completely, sealing me in silence. I sink into my chair and reach for my desk drawer, retrieving a small key. Unlocking the bottom drawer, I take out the sealed evidence bag containing the mysterious note. I've stared at it countless times, reading and rereading its cryptic warning. The dome is failing. Section 12, B. Maintenance crews compromised. Check the work logs. Something got in. Don't trust the official channels. It sounds exactly like something I'd normally refuse. Another conspiracy nut wasting my time. feels almost like a twisted reflection of myself, desperate to leave this isolated rock. The boss said I could just file it under unsolved and be done with it. Would that really be how I end my career here, on an open-ended cold case? I sigh, reading the note again. Reluctantly, I decide to at least check the facts. Maintenance logs are public domain. I've spent hours combing through them. Repair frequency in Section 12B is up 340% over 8 years. Crews frequently rotated or reassigned without explanation. Some names just disappear from later logs. Official reports insist everything's fine. Doesn't add up at all. Time to speak directly to Maintenance Chief Lowell. But first, Section 12B. The air feels off the moment I enter. Colder, staler, like something's tampered with the environmental controls. Someone's down there, standing still at the end of the hallway. I call out a greeting, but there's no response. They're gone as soon as I blink. The wall here feels soft, degraded, impossible for the dome's alloy structure. It's almost pliable beneath my fingers. That can't be right. Visual acquisition of unauthorized individual. Maintenance breach recorded. They see me. Time to leave. Interviewed Lowell today. There's something not right about him. His voice is flat, almost robotic, no inflection, no emotion. Words precisely measured like they're being selected from some internal database, rather than formed naturally. But his eyes were the worst part. They blink completely out of sync. Left eye lagging behind the right by a fraction of a second, like two separate organisms sharing a face. When I stared too long, I swear I saw something else looking back through them. Something calculating, assessing. He assured me everything was normal in Section 12B. The maintenance was all routine, all systems functioning within parameters. The words themselves sounded rehearsed, empty. When I mentioned the repair frequency tripling, he cut me off mid-sentence. No social cues, no polite interruption, just abrupt silence from my end as he spoke over me. He claimed that records could be misinterpreted without proper training, that I wouldn't understand the technical aspects of dome management. His fingers tapped rhythmically on the desk throughout our conversation. Not nervousness, too precise, too mechanical. Perfect intervals, almost like a countdown. He dismissed my concerns completely, but never once asked why I was interested. Not curious, not defensive, just efficient at redirecting me, like running a program. Walking out, I caught his reflection in the glass door. For just a moment, I could have sworn his mouth moved differently than the words I was hearing. He's hiding something, I'm certain of it. And now, I think he knows I'm on to him. Home now, if you can call this sterile box that. Stepped through the hermetically sealed door into my standard issue reporter's apartment. 250 square feet of prefabricated housing that perfectly matches every other unit in Block C. The environmental system cycles to life automatically, sensing my presence. A soft whir, then the same recycled air that somehow always tastes slightly metallic. Wait, something's off. By my door, a small package, unmarked, no courier seal, no delivery notification on my comm unit. Strange. Administration and the news outlet are the only ones who should know my personal quarters assignment. Security protocols are supposed to prevent unauthorized deliveries. Someone bypassed multiple systems to leave this here. The package sits there, ordinary looking but impossibly present. Plain polymer wrapping, secured with standard adhesive. No scanner marks, no processing codes. Like it materialized from nowhere. I carry it inside, setting it down on my narrow countertop. My apartment automatically dims the lights to evening relaxation settings. The walls glow a soft amber that's meant to be soothing, but just makes everything look jaundiced. The package casts a long shadow across the surface. Should I open it? Could be dangerous, could be nothing. My fingers hover over it, hesitating. Journalist instincts win out over caution. I carefully break the seal, peeling back the wrapping. Inside, a data stick, old model. These haven't been standard issue for what, 3-4 years? The casing has the worn patina of something that's been handled frequently. I don't plug it into my main console. Too risky. Instead, I retrieve my isolated field terminal from my equipment locker, the one we use for reviewing potentially corrupted data sources. Its standalone system can't connect to the colony network without multiple authorization steps. The terminal whirs to life, humming softly as I insert the data stick. The interface looks ancient compared to current systems. Blocky, utilitarian. A single text file loads. No video, no audio. Just words. They know you're looking. Section 12B was just the beginning. Find Dr. Ellis Vega, water treatment specialist. He's been sounding alarms recently. Check the water treatment logs. The pattern spread from there first. His apartment is in residential block E, number 2476. Hurry before they get to him, too. The message isn't signed. Could be a trap. Could be nothing. But Lowell wasn't right today. His movements, those eyes, something was deeply wrong. I accessed the colony's public records through my field terminal, keeping the connection minimal. Water treatment logs. There. Restricted, but not classified. My press credentials get me in. I filter for Dr. Ellis Vega's reports. 8 years ago. Anomalies detected in primary filtration. The data's fragmented, parts redacted or corrupted. Dr. Vega's notes contain strange terminology, behavior inconsistent with known pathogens, structural alteration of standard compounds, migration patterns suggest, and then nothing, just broken text. His final entry mentions urgent isolation protocols, before abruptly ending mid-sentence. The follow-up reports aren't just missing, they've been deliberately purged. Access attempts redirect to standard water quality assurances. I cross-reference with maintenance records. Crew assignment logs show unusual patterns, names appearing in Section 12B, then vanishing completely from all records 2 weeks later. No transfers, no reassignments, just gone. And always after spending time in the exact areas Vega flagged in his partial reports. The timestamps align too perfectly to be coincidence. My heart pounds as I shut down the terminal, pocketing the data stick. The apartment suddenly feels exposed, vulnerable. The walls that always felt too close now feel too thin, like someone could be listening, watching. The environmental control cycles again, the soft whir now sounding like whispered conversation. I need to find this Dr. Vega immediately. Residential Block E, 2476, on the opposite side of the dome. I grab my recorder and press credentials. Whatever's happening, I need to document everything now. Heading up the outdoor staircase to Block E. These residential units face the dome's outer edge, scientists' quarters, positioned for private observation ports. Metal steps ring hollow beneath my boots, each noise amplified in the strange quiet. No one around, just the distant hum of environmental systems. As I round the final corner, Dr. Vega's apartment comes into view. Unit 2476. Something immediately feels wrong. The small garden plot outside, standard issue for all resident scientists, has grown wildly unchecked. Native purple fern analogs from this planet have completely overtaken the space, their spiral patterns stretching toward the artificial light. They shouldn't be able to grow here at all. The soil is treated to prevent contamination. The viewport window is clouded, not just with dust, but with intricate cobwebs stretching across the interior surface. These are the distinctive geometric patterns of local arthropods. They found their way inside somehow. I approach the metal door frame, pressing my palm against the visitor's panel. The screen flickers reluctantly to life, notifications scrolling past. 234 unread messages, 143 delivery attempts, 87 administrative notices, 4 final warnings. My stomach tightens. As a journalist, I've seen this pattern before. The digital footprint of someone long absent while automated systems continue their routines. Someone who isn't answering because they can't. I retrieve the small rectangular device from my pocket. Press credentials include emergency access protocols for public welfare situations. Technically not legal to use this way, but technically I'm performing a wellness check on a source. The override sequence completes. The door slides upward with a grinding protest, lack of maintenance causing metal to scrape against metal. The smell hits immediately, a wall of putrid decay so intense I stagger backward. Instinctively, I pull my jacket collar over my nose and mouth, the fabric doing little to filter the stench. Even through colony immunizations, my eyes water reflexively. Darkness inside, complete absence of light. The apartment's systems have shut down or been disabled. I activate my wrist light, the narrow beam cutting through the blackness. The beam reveals utter chaos, furniture overturned, cabinets emptied, contents scattered across all surfaces. Not just the disarray of neglect, but deliberate searching. Someone tore this place apart looking for something. The floor squirms with movement. Native rodent analogs, 6-legged scavengers that have found their way inside. They scatter from my light, retreating under furniture. More impossible flora pushes through cracks in the flooring. Pale luminescent tendrils that pulse softly with bioluminescence, creating a sickly glow in the corners my light doesn't reach. Nothing natural should be growing in here. The dome's protection against native biology is supposed to be absolute. The beam catches something in the far corner, a shape, a form, slumped against the wall. Dr. Ellis Vega, or what's left of him. I've seen bodies before, reported on accidents, crime scenes across 3 different sectors of this colony. This is different. The level of decomposition is advanced, far beyond recent death. Tissue has partially liquefied, colonies of local microorganisms accelerating the process beyond normal rates. Bones visible through dissolved flesh. My hand shakes slightly as I adjust the recorder. The anonymous tip came only a week ago. This body has been here for months, minimum. The messages still arriving, services still being scheduled. Someone wanted to maintain the illusion he was alive. Someone's been intercepting communications, responding as him, covering tracks, which means they know exactly what he found. Need to focus, despite the smell, despite the horror of what's in front of me. I've got minutes at most before someone realizes I'm here. My light sweeps across the apartment methodically, journalist instincts kicking in. Document the scene, find the story. The place is littered with obsolete paper forms. Actual physical paper. Who even uses that anymore? Centuries-old technology in an age of quantum data tablets. Vega must have been paranoid, keeping critical information on physical media that couldn't be hacked or remotely accessed. But the apartment shows signs of thorough searching. Drawers pulled out, furniture overturned, empty spots on shelves where equipment should be. The killers took his digital devices. No data pads, no terminals, nothing electronic remains. They knew exactly what they were looking for. I thumbed through scattered papers, most meaningless, supply requisitions, maintenance schedules, cafeteria menus, a smokescreen of mundane documentation. Waste of time. Wait, something half hidden under the toppled desk. My light catches the edge of a folder, different color from the others. I carefully extract it, the paper inside stiff with age. It's a transfer request form for biological research materials. CS 479 authorization, triple sealed. Specimen relocation to deep storage facility, dated exactly 1 day after Vega's last water report. The details are subtly wrong. The authorization codes and routing numbers follow familiar patterns. I've seen thousands of official documents in my career, but these don't quite match the sequences in our station's database. I recognize the prefix structure, its administrative level clearance, but the numerical patterns are shifted, like a parallel system operating alongside the official one. Information that shouldn't be publicly accessible, formats that aren't in common circulation. The destination coordinates, that's the oddest part. They correspond to a sector far beneath Section 12B, in an area not marked on any public maps of the dome. I've studied the architectural plans for my reporting. That section doesn't officially exist. The form is signed, but not by any name I recognize. Just a symbol where the signature should be. An elegant, curved mark that looks almost like a stylized water droplet. The signature line below reads, "Authorized by Office of Biological Containment." There's no such office in the colony's organizational structure. This isn't just a smoking gun. It's evidence of an entirely parallel operation running beneath the surface of official colony administration. I can't make sense of all the technical specifications listed, but there's a name scribbled in the margins. Dr. Eliza Marin, molecular biology. Could be someone Vega trusted, someone who might understand what all this means. I carefully fold the document, slipping it inside my jacket's inner pocket. My time's up. Need to get out before whoever's been maintaining this illusion of Vega's continued existence decides to check on their handiwork. I turn my light back to Vega's remains one last time. "I'll find what you were looking for," I whisper, though I know he can't hear me. "Whatever they did to you won't stay buried." The walls of this tiny apartment suddenly feel impossibly close, the air thinner somehow. I'm completely alone with this knowledge now. No allies, no backup, no one I can trust in this entire dome. Barely made it to the stairwell when they appeared. 3 figures in maintenance uniforms, perfectly positioned to intercept me. They weren't there moments ago. Couldn't have been. The corridor was empty. They moved in perfect unison, stopping exactly 5 meters away. Same blank expressions, same vacant eyes I saw in Lowell. That same unsettling stillness. No shuffling, no breathing motions, no blinking. One spoke while the others watched, voice unnaturally flat, as if reading from an invisible script. No inflection, no emotion. Said the apartment was scheduled for immediate cleaning after months of neglect. Convenient timing. When I tried to step around them, they mirrored my movements with perfect precision. Too perfect, like they anticipated my actions before I made them. I felt it then. Their focus wasn't just on me, but on my jacket pocket. Where the document is hidden, they knew. Somehow, they knew. I stammered something about press business, flashed my credentials. They hesitated, just for a millisecond. An almost imperceptible pause. Some protocol activating in whatever passes for their minds now. That hesitation was enough. I slipped past them, maintaining a walk, when everything in me screamed to run. Their heads turned in synchronized motion to follow me, but they didn't pursue. Not yet. I can feel eyes on me from every corner of this dome now. Security cameras pivoting too precisely as I pass. Maintenance workers pausing their tasks to watch me. Administration staff suddenly appearing on routes I normally walk alone. I need to find Dr. Eliza Marin, the name in Vega's notes. No idea if she's even still alive, or if she's like them now, but she's my only lead. Wait, something's happening. The dome lights just flickered, all of them, simultaneously. That's never happened before, ever. The environmental system just made a sound I've never heard in 10 years living here, a low, resonant hum that seems to be coming from the walls themselves. My comm unit crackles, static breaking through on an emergency channel. A voice, distorted but unmistakably human.
East Maintenance Corridor, Section 17F, Panel 482. The truth is there. They know you haven't.
Who is this? I whisper urgently, pressing the comm unit closer. Did you send the warning note about Section 12B? The package to my apartment? Nothing but the soft hiss of static. My own heartbeat thunders in my ears as I wait, desperate for any response. The seconds stretch into eternity. Then the voice finally returns.
Panel 482. Hurry.
The comm goes dead. My mouth opens to call out again when I hear them. Hurried footsteps, perfectly synchronized, echoing down the corridor behind me. I react instantly, diving into a nearby supply closet, pulling the door almost shut. I hold my breath as they pass by. Maintenance uniforms, vacant eyes, moving in perfect unison. Through the crack in the door, their shadows stretch unnaturally across the floor. Not human, not anymore. Panel 482, East Maintenance Corridor. Is this stranger sending me into a trap? The voice could be working with whatever's infected this place, hurting me exactly where they want me. 10 years in this dome, and I never suspected something living in its walls, wearing people like disguises. And now, a mysterious voice, dangling salvation just out of reach. They're doubling back. No more time to question. I'm out of options. I burst from the closet, sprinting in the opposite direction, my footsteps echoing against metal flooring as I flee. As I round the corner, my heart sinks. More of them, blocking the corridor. Maintenance uniforms, vacant eyes, expressions scrubbed clean of anything human. They turn in eerie unison, as if on cue, as if they'd been waiting for me all along. I pivot, forcing myself into a narrow access shaft, low and tight like a crack in the dome's skin. The air shifts, heavier, denser. A subtle creaking echoes through the walls, like the dome itself is straining to contain something just beneath the surface. My ears pop. The pressure's changing. Section 17F lies on the other side of the residential quarter. Panel 482. That number repeats in my mind like a pulse. The voice said it was the truth. But now, the words feel less like a warning and more like bait. Whoever this woman is, if she's even real, if she's still human. I don't know if she's my lifeline, but she's all I have left. And right now, that's enough to keep running.